Hello, this is Anthony in the process, and I want to talk to y'all about a lesson I learned long ago, and it's actually being applied for me right now. And I want to let you know how it can apply for you. The lesson I learned is we're going to go over is how you do one thing is how you do everything. All right, so just keep that in mind. How you do one thing tends to be how you do everything. All right, if you're all in on one thing, then you'll usually be that way for everything else. If you're lazy about one thing, then you'll probably be lazy about everything else. If you squander your money, you'll probably squander your money in everything else too. Right? So, a little background is I am a truck driver, and at the moment, I work for a smaller company. And while I'm building a business and developing multiple streams of income, I drive a truck for my regular job. Now, this is a small company. We only have about 12 trucks. So we are not a large fleet, and therefore we do not get big savings at some of the large truck stops like a lot of the large corporations do. So we, being a small company, we basically had to fight for and scrimp for every penny. All right. Now, one thing to tell you is as a company driver, I don't have to pay for my own fuel. I don't have to pay for my own hotels. You know, the company pays for that, okay? And if I was one of those drivers that does not care about, the company's expenses, being a small company, then I could just go anywhere to fuel and it wouldn't matter, and I would go any hotel and it really wouldn't matter. My comfort would matter to me. Instead of their bottom line. So, but I'm thinking more and more every day as I'm working, and I think about the expenses of the company. I think about how the company's profits equals more opportunities for me. You know, it puts more money in my pockets. The company's growth and progress and profits, all kind of work for helping all of us out. The drivers in the company. So I watch where I spend my money with the company. I watch. I have an app and I try to get the cheapest fuel for the trucks. The mom and pop truck stops offer cheaper fuel. Like they could be just maybe 5 miles apart from a large truck stop, and there might be a 30-cent difference in the per gallon. Okay, and at 100 gallons usually or more, then that's over $30 saved just in one tank of fuel. All right, so that's a huge thing, and I do that. I'm looking out for the company because I think about once I start working, completely for myself, once I have a real strong YouTube channel, once I'm using tools that a lot of marketers use online, once I have a team that is helping me, once I have, maybe one or two paid employees, you know, those savings are gonna matter to me. I don't want to just throw money out the window and spend crazily, when I could use that money for reinvesting in the company, of my own. I could, use that money wisely so that my employees, my future employees, and I can be more successful. So I just want to share this with you tonight. I want to share this with you so you think about, you know, maybe as you start a company or as you start a business, how would you want your pennies spent, your dollars spent, you know. And so I invite you to really start being mindful, if you're not already, being mindful of how your money's spent, you know. This isn't about, living on beans and rice. This is about just being wise, being smart. Sometimes more money spent in certain places is actually the best thing to do, because you may have a tool that you use for a business that's more valuable, and you got to spend the money on that tool. You can't shortcut, success, with a cheaper tool, that you may need. And what I mean by tool, I just mean like an app online or something that you use online that helps um, keep your business straight. So, anyways, keep that in mind, and just remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I appreciate you listening. I'm glad I got to share this with you. Have a good evening.